Welcome to Pour Over Monday, the show where we like to pour over Monday with some pour over coffee. If this is the first time you're watching this, I started the show to explore different combinations of pour over coffee with coffee to water ratios and grams of coffee and different techniques. And we're going to evaluate coffee together. And just to explain again, for those of you who haven't seen this, I look like this because this is how normal people live. These are my pajamas. Most people don't live in $30,000 coffee shops with some kind of imported oak that they use to build their countertops. This show is for normal people living normal lives. I tried my best to renovate. This is my kitchen, and this is how I feel like most people live their lives. So this show is not for professionals. It's for anyone who's trying to learn how to do pour over coffee. All right, let's see what we're brewing today. Let me go over here to my pantry. Blue Bottle, 3 Africas. Blue Bottle is the name of the company. 3 Africas is the name of the blend. Why is it called that? It's because this blend uses 3 different origins from Africa, 2 from Ethiopia, 1 from Central Africa, and that's how they make this blend together. Now remember, we're gonna explore different combinations. So I'm actually going to use Blue Bottle's recommendation for grams of coffee and coffee to water ratio. So let's get started. Gonna get my gear, put this right down here. Here's a scale, we gotta weigh out our coffee. Got my little measuring spoon here. So again, today we're gonna use Blue Bottle's recommendation. They recommended 30 grams of coffee. So I'm weighing this out. And you wanna be as precise as possible. So there's 30 grams, I got 30 there. Now grind is actually very important, so you gotta experiment with different grinds. I like to grind right around here when I use a large amount of coffee. There's the dot. I have a grind set to the beginning of medium. All right, we ground all the beans. Now it's time to heat the water. All right, good. For those who are wondering, yes, I have a filter in here. I'm not using regular tap water. Very important to note, never use tap water to make coffee. The water is very, very important. Heat that to 199. All right, water's done. It's time to make some pour over coffee. Okay, I got my dripper, I got my stand. Here are the filters. Now remember, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna clean the filter. Remember, we're doing this because you want to wash that kind of filter taste out. Here's something to note for those of you watching other people do pour over coffee. See if they actually pour water into the cup. Now what am I doing? I'm warming up the cup. This is a very important step because when you put coffee into a cold cup, that cold cup absorbs the heat, which also affects the taste of your coffee. Master pour over people will warm up the cup. Look out for people who do that. Here's my dripper. Put the coffee in. Now we're gonna turn the scale on. Now, we're gonna do the first pass right in the middle. And we're trying to get to 60 grams of water. It's about almost 60. Again, don't beat yourself up too much if it's not perfectly 60 grams. Now remember, what we like to do is we like to wait about 30 to 45 seconds between the first and second pass of coffee. The reason why we do that is because we're trying to get as much water absorbed into the coffee grounds, and right now gas is being released from the coffee grounds. We want all that gas released to get more water absorbed into the coffee. When you pour too much, too fast, too quickly in the beginning, there's a gas layer that separates the coffee and the water. I want that time to pass. Now here's the second pass. Here we go. Right in the center. Gonna do small little circles here and then get bigger. And remember, you want to do it in passes of 60. And you want constant water flowing through because that's gonna make it the most consistent. You want to try your best to have water always flowing through your coffee. Now we're doing 30 grams of coffee on a 1 to 12 ratio, a 1 to 12
coffee to water ratio. That means for every 1 gram of coffee, we want to add 12 grams of water. So we have 30 grams of coffee. That's going to be 30 times 12. We're trying to get to 360 right now. I'm going to do it in 60 gram passes. I'm going to do it every pass. I'm going to put 60 grams of water. Always have water flowing through. Start in the center, and then I'm going to work my way out. Now on my last pass, remember, you never want to get to the edge of the coffee dripper, but on the last pass, you want to finally get to that edge. Get all that coffee in there, all that coffee. And what I like to do is I like to wait a little bit, and once that water gets through a little bit, as it's going down, I'm going to do another pass right around the edges. And I'm right at 358. Oh, 359. I'll give it a little bit more. There we go. Oh, off by 1 gram. Okay, let's see how this tastes.
Kitchen's kind of a mess. Here's another good tip for coffee. Smell the coffee. Every coffee has a special aroma. I'm not quite there yet at the level where I can smell coffee and smell the differences, but I have an okay smell here. I smell something very chocolatey here. That's what 3 Africa is supposed to smell like. So it's always nice to smell the coffee too. All right, here we go. So with Blue Bottle's recommendation, it's actually tasting a lot better. If you saw the last episode, I did more of a common 1:15 ratio for 20 grams of coffee, even though that wasn't Blue Bottle's recommendation for the blend I used. Following their directions here for this blend specifically, it tastes much, much better. There's something that you guys might want to do. Contact the roaster, contact the coffee roaster, ask them what they recommend for how many grams of coffee and what type of ratio. And most of the time they're correct, but remember, coffee is subjective. Whatever you want to do according to your taste, that is what wins. I think what I'll do next time on another episode, when I do 3 Africas again, I'm going to change the grind. If you guys remember, I did a little bit of a medium grind right at that beginning point. I want to do a little bit more of a coarser grind and see if I can get a different flavor out of it. So here's another tip. The more grams of coffee you use, you want to do a little bit more of a coarse grind. I didn't do all the way coarse, but I was right at the beginning of medium. So I'm going to dial the grinder back a little bit to coarse the next time I do 3 Africas. And let's see if I can get a different taste, a different flavor out of this. So that's Blue Bottle 3 Africas. Blue Bottle is a great company. If you guys want to taste good coffee, go check them out. This is not a sponsored video, so please go check them out. Hey, what are you guys drinking for coffee? What do you like to use for pour over? Let me know. Answer in the comment section down below. And tell me what kind of coffee you want to see me do here on the Pour Over Show. This is Pour Over Monday, pouring over Monday with Pour Over Coffee. Enjoy your coffee, everyone. Now I gotta do dishes.